Right, as you can see, I'm ridiculously happy to be joined by somebody you all know, although you may not think you do. Rodney Matthews. Good evening, Rodney. Who, of course, anyone that has ever bought a Magnum album or seen a Magnum album, this fella here's probably done the artwork for it. Is that not about right?
Quite a lot of them, yes.
Yeah, haven't you?
Probably most of them.
Yeah, Praying Mantis as well, of course.
Praying Mantis, Ties of Pan Tang, all from the same new wave of British heavy metal.
That's strange term.
Yeah, that's quite an ancient term now, but it's still appropriate to a lot of these people here. They're still able to remember the good old times.
I know, I can remember it first time round. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's kind of frightening. And of course I know from talking to Tom you are doing the new Magnum one. It's that next year as well.
The Escape from the Shadow Gardens.
That's it.
It's another Tony Clarkin design. He's the one person who always got a very rigid idea of what he wants for the album covers. Unlike most of the other bands who tend to leave it to me or have a vague sort of idea.
Which I guess is kind of helpful for you, really.
It's helpful in a sense, but what he does is adds little bits as he's explaining. Oh, can I have such and such? And I think, there goes another 50 quid down the drain, because there's a set fee.
Yeah.
But I have a great relationship with him. The thing I like about it is that he does actually have the image in his head.
Oh, okay.
And what I then do is I interpret it in my style, because he's not an artist in the visual sense, but what happens is that together it's a double act. He comes up with the idea, and as I said, embellishes it as the conversation goes on. But he's quite flexible. If I want to stick any little things of my own, and I have little idiosyncrasies that I get in each time.
Okay, because I'm thinking going back, was it? I'm not sure. I think was Chase the Dragon the first one we did?
Yeah.
It was, which I think was 82, 81, 82.
Something like that, yeah.
A long time ago. 80-something in my last year at school. I did go.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular opinion.
Right.
And that is, of course, it's, that's Magnum, I'd say, and probably the Mantis one's the most well known. But you also kind of get back in, or not get back in, but doing something for a band you haven't worked with for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the Tigers of Pan Tang.
Tigers of Pan Tang. And how that happened is I was up at the Hard Rock Hell a couple of years ago in Prestatyn, and they were playing down on stage 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't actually have the time to go down and see them, but there was a bloke hanging around who bought a few things, and I said, any chance of doing me a favour, can you take this leaflet down to the band and find someone and hand it to them and say, I'm still alive, still doing album covers. And a few weeks later I heard from the manager, and he said, yeah, we'd like another one. The timing was just right.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Impeccable timing, I think you say.
Yeah.
So there's that one, and of course it is. I mean, I know we will kind of get onto. There's a load of other stuff you do. I mean, you're obviously got a ridiculous amount of talent doing that, but it's, I suppose, especially in my world, this is kind of what you're known for is more the covers thing. But kind of sticking with music as well, because you're a bit of a musician yourself as well as doing covers, weren't you?
Yes, in a secondary capacity. There was a time that I got it all from my father. He was an artist, but not in the commercial sense. And then one day, and he played drums in a dance band, and one day he made the mistake of leaving his drums set up and to sell to someone, and they didn't take this particular kit. He had two, so I got on it and thrashed about a bit, and I thought, I can do a rock and roll style, this is easy. It turned out not to. When I found out about Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich and Joe Morello and Billy Cobham, I thought, no, it's not easy.
No.
And I had a series of progressive bands that finally fizzled out in 1974. At which time I'd been working for a company called Big O in London, a poster company.
Oh, okay.
And they more or less lifted me out of obscurity. And so it didn't start off with album covers, it started off with posters. And then it went under the album covers. What was your original question?
I think it was to do with drums.
Oh, yeah.
Was it drums?
Yeah.
It was for sure. Anyway.
I took a sort of a step back from music, but I still kept working in association with other musicians. I did a lot of folk record covers for bands in Bristol in the 70s, and you know, attended a lot of gigs, and played, packed up my progressive stuff in 1974, but I still played jazz with some friends of mine in a Dixieland band, you know, that sort of thing.
Okay.
A beer swilling jazz band.
That best type.
Yeah, foot tappings. And then moved to North Wales, and there's not much going on in North Wales, so gradually the drumming fizzled out.
It's good for art, but not for music, I would imagine.
Yeah, good for sheep, and
yeah, I don't think we better explore the sheep thing any further,
no,
actually.
But stop right there. But I never ever thought I'd give it up altogether. It was always like, you know, trying to ride two horses, and I had to sort of get off one and concentrate on the other. But I thought I'd keep that other horse handy. And then my wife passed away about 4 years ago, and one of her last things that she said to my daughter was, get your dad back on his drums, because that's what he wanted to do.
Okay.
So as I was more or less commanded to do so, I just started a couple of years ago, and I've had a long-standing project with guitarist Jeff Sheets from Kansas City.
All right.
And we did a few tracks some time ago, but I just really started in earnest and put down some seriously recorded drum tracks. I'm also doing music for my various websites, which leads me on to children's animation entertainment.
That we were kind of involved in, didn't we?
Yeah, and I had a couple of projects with Jerry Anderson, who passed away as well.
Also, on them for the Thunderbirds and such other things, yeah.
And now Jerry's son Jamie is in the saddle, and we've started to work on various projects again.
Right.
And it's interesting because one of them is called Thunderbolt, and it's to do with the big steam engine that I did that appeared on the Diamond Head and my Evil album.
Of course, yeah, I do. Yeah, that was Borrowed Time, wasn't it? The album?
Yeah, but it was Borrowed Time and Am I Evil? The train was on.
That's right.
And Jerry Anderson always liked it. He said, I'd like to use that train in one of my shows. Time went past, he eventually died, and now his son is really quite, what shall I say, attacking the thing quite aggressively.
Quite vigorous with it.
Yeah. And this is his Anderson Entertainment t-shirt.
Okay, that's the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is where my heart is at the moment, with getting, you know, intellectual properties financed. I've got some other children's stuff, books and things like that. But what happens is these musicians won't leave me alone, and every now and again
that's swines, aren't they?
Yeah. Darn. And so I find myself doing the next album for Magnum, as I said, and I just had a word with Grey Mantis. They're looking for another one, and I've been threatened with another from Tigers of Pan Tang. So it looks like I can't shake off these chains that were.
You need some kind of a disguise or something.
Yes, I could do, but it's still good fun. I mean, I'm getting on now. I still like coming to these shows, watching everyone play, and you know they're getting older as well, but they're still up there doing it.
Getting older. Of course, in about 5 minutes we'll in fact be watching Magnum, because they're just a damn fine band.
Yeah.
It's so there's. It's safe to say there's a lot of strings to your bow.
Yes.
You invented a multi-bowed string that's never been seen before.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of good stuff played on an old fiddle. I hope so, anyway.
There is. I've heard that as well. So they can actually. So as far as and websites, we should of course mention your websites, where people can kind of find out more about you and all the rest of it.
I think probably the most current is the Facebook site, because I have somebody putting on things like these people here, they come up, they buy something, we take a photograph and we put it on Facebook.
Okay, so that's the best.
So that is current, and some of the projects I mentioned. My main website is probably more informative in the artistic sense, but it's not updated very often. It's done by my son, who moves at his own rate.
Yes.
Gets out of bed every now and again.
Does he?
Suddenly,
That's kind of handy. That's the thing with laptops. You always get out of bed now, though, and just stand it from where you are. But go online and check it out, because it is. I mean, as most of you, I say, will watch this, who are here anyway, will have seen a ton of his artwork, and it's seriously I got to say, I didn't actually realise it was actually you here until Steve called me. I got to say, I'm chuffed to actually be having a chat with you because it's something else I grew up with. Some of the stuff I grew up with.
Yeah.
And I refuse to grow old.
I am responsible for a lot of misbehaviour.
Are you? See, it's all his fault. I'm
My fault.
entirely innocent. I'm not to blame at all. But Rodney, thanks again. What can I say? It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot, and
Thank you.
keep rocking. I think makes sense.
Yeah, I certainly will.
We will do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.